subtitle. The title is Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson refuses to be marginalized. If you had an opportunity to watch any of these hearings, let me say something. I had a gamut of emotions. I didn't know if I wanted to slap somebody, but I was appalled by the bruising brought on by the questioning of several, I believe, ill-willed senators, whom I don't care to mention, because this is about Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, who is set to be, and I believe will be confirmed as the first African American woman appointed to the nation's highest court, the Supreme Court. Listen, I believe it was Dr. Martin Luther King who said, that, let me fix this, that evil prevails when good men and women say nothing. So definitely I want to celebrate the efforts of Senator Cory Booker. Let me tell you something. When they talk about God raising up an advocate for you, honey, I don't think they saw that coming. But the one thing I knew is I have never felt more proud to be an African American, never felt more proud to be an African American woman. Sometimes we feel as if politics are not for us. But when we do that, we miss an opportunity of a lifetime. I just want to hit on a couple of things because I believe that, as Senator Booker said, that she has the American story. But not only that, she is an extraordinary woman. And she showed such, as he said, extraordinary grace and grit. Not driven by emotions, but simply focusing on her intellect and her ability not to be swayed to the left or to the right, brought on false allegations or things that weren't well thought out. All right, I just want to say that. So a couple of points I want to make before I go live someplace else. I'm just happy to be here, and I believe this is going to premiere at 4:30 again. And I'm trying to figure out where this camera is, right? Because I'm trying to talk to you. I was impressed to know, now are y'all ready for this, that Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson is only 2 months older than I am. I'm 51 and she'll turn 52 this year on September 14th, 1970. Now that spoke to me because as a woman, having gone through motherhood and making certain, sacrifices, and been divorced and bruised and beat down, marginalized, characterized, criticized, tolerated, broke down, thrown into a cave, there was a point in my life not too long ago where I began to ask myself, is this all for you? Is this it? 51? Are you 51 and done, Dolores Jones? Let me tell you something. The one word that Ketanji Brown said that was given to her as she was walking along the sidewalks at Harvard University, she encountered another African American person who she did not care to announce or name, and the woman gave her one word, and it was persevere. That means be steadfast and unmovable by the discouragement, the disappointment, the allegations. Focus on the prize. And I have to say bravo. Bravo, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. Historical moment that will be made. Now, you do know that years ago, her own daughter, Layla, had the audacity to not wait for anybody to say that they would nominate her. She wrote President Barack Obama and said, please nominate my mother to this U.S. Supreme Court. Now, an 11-year-old had enough sense to know what her mom was made of. Such strength, such power, such grace and grit. And you know, some of us suffer from, what do we call it? The imposter syndrome. Baby, not anymore. I'm going to just tell you that right now. Not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore. I was happy to find that Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson was also a staff reporter with Time Magazine. She worked with Harvard Law School. She was a supervising editor of the Harvard Law Review and graduated cum laude. Can anybody else say that? Now, one of the things I do want us to understand, although, you know, that was a tough one to watch, but just seeing her stay steadfast and unmovable and unmoved by the bitter, twisted lies that Dr. Maya Angelou talked about was commendable, inspiring, impressive, bold, courageous, and unforgettable. She refuses to be marginalized. What does that mean? To be looked upon as less significant, less important. To be looked down upon. She was looked down upon and told that she was too ambitious to go to Harvard. Well, she proved them wrong. Somewhere in between the gap and the goal was grace. Let me say that again. Somewhere in between the gap and the goal of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson graduating or even attending Harvard, there was grace. And that's why it is so important for us to never forget where we've come from and to pave the way to others, for others who will come right behind us. I have never been more proud to be an African American woman than I am today. I am so moved and encouraged to fight on despite the allegations, despite being marginalized, characterized, tolerated, broke down. And I must say, I believe that Dr. Maya Angelou, she had to know that there was going to be a Ketanji Brown Jackson coming down the road. Now we know that it's a shame, but we know, as Senator Cory Booker said, you know, it's no surprise, you know, what happened, but it was very disappointing because you figured or you thought, aren't we past this yet? Aren't we beyond this type of buffoonery? No, but that doesn't mean you still can't win, honey. I love the fact that he stepped up. And I love the fact that he talked about what was most important. That, you know, sometimes you do the work and other people want to take credit for it or they want to minimize it. But understand somebody's always watching. And that someone will be bold enough to stand up and talk on your behalf. Let her work speak for itself. You understand? Let her speak for herself. Let her work speak for herself. They said, see, she was extraordinary. Let me find some of these notes, honey. Let me find some of these. Extraordinary. Extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. She demonstrated her ability to withstand. At the end of the day, she prepared. And that was a point that someone made that said, do you mean to tell me at the end of the day that based upon what this person and that person is saying, that are you saying we're no longer going to measure the standard based upon preparation and dedication and delivering because a few little men? But y'all know that's a part of it. That's just how that thing works. And so let me say this, and like I said, I'm going to come back, or I'm definitely going to go live on my other social media platforms. I was trying to put this thing in here. Thank you for those of you that are live with me. Hello, it's good to see you all. Uh-huh. And this was something I definitely wanted to bring to the forefront. I believe that, like I said, that Dr. Maya Angelou knew that there was going to be a Ketanji Brown Jackson. And I want us to know that I believe it's April 4th that the final decision will be made. But what I found out is that regardless if the Republicans support it, she will be confirmed as long as everyone in that caucus, Democratic, votes in favor of her. And I would be appalled and sadly disappointed if someone thought otherwise. So, but in honor of her strength, her stamina, her pertinacity, her boldness, her refusal to be broken, cast down, I'm going to do Still I Rise. Senator Cruz and Senator Hawley and the other man, I just didn't even care to remember your name. But this is what she probably should have said to you during that hearing. You may write me down with your bitter, twisted lies. You may tread me in the very dirt, but still like dust I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room, just like moons and like stars with the certainty of time. Just like hope springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard. 'Cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still, like air, I rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping wide, wailing and swelling. I bear in the tide, leaving behind nights of terror and fear. I rise into a daybreak that's wondrously clear. I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. And as if Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson were walking into her own courtroom, what would they say? All rise. And that's all I got to say about that. No more explanation needed. She did it. She proved it. And no weapon in hell will prosper. You just know where they stand. But what God has for you, it is for you. So you keep on persevering. You keep on walking through whatever test and trial that you were in, understanding that she will be confirmed and history will be made. Now, I took this, I thought this was very interesting, that just in case there is a tie, guess who breaks the tie? Vice President Kamala Harris. That's all I got to say about that. Pop your own collar. Share the video. I'll see you real soon. And it's good to be back on YouTube. I am Dolores Jones, the queen of comebacks, showing you how to bounce back better, not bitter, through life experiences and bad decisions. You can persevere. You were called for this. You were anointed for this. Get comfortable being uncomfortable when you stand in all of your glory and the essence of your greatness that was already mapped out for you. I salute each of you. Have yourself an amazing, amazing, amazing day. And pay attention as history is still unfolding and it will be made. Bye for now. Bye for now.